Hey, what's up, everybody? Coming to you today, I want to talk about undefeated WBO champion Demetrius Andrade and how he needs to shut the fuck up. So, yeah, this is one of my shut the fuck up videos. I'm about to go off on undefeated Demetrius Andrade. This dude annoys me so badly because he bitches and moans about fighting the best fighters, but he does not stay active. And this has been an ongoing thing with him. Ever since 2014, when he won his first belt at 154 against Vanes Martirosyan, which is still the biggest win of his career. And you know what? I absolutely agree that he is an avoided fighter. He is. But there's two sides to that coin of why. You know, part of the reason why he's such an avoided fighter now is his talent. He is very good. He's a good boxer. He's a southpaw. But he's going to make you look bad. And part of the reason that people believe that and don't want to take the risk, he's a southpaw who can box. He's long. He can make you look bad. So even if you were to beat him, it's going to be tough to look good beating him. And we've learned that over the years with some of these slick southpaws. With Andrade when he fought Canelo. When Oscar De La Hoya fought fucking Pernell Whitaker. But those fights, those guys were the top of the division. Whitaker had earned his spot up at the top of 147 when he got De La Hoya in the ring. You know, Canelo and Andrade Lara, they were the top two guys at 154. There was no questions asked when those two guys fought. So it was there, you know, you understood. But Andrade doesn't try to draw these guys out. And he's not, I'm sorry, I got Andrade at number 4 or 5 right now, at best. Part of it is because he's avoided, but it definitely is not because of who he beats, because he really doesn't beat that great of fighters. His best win since he moved up to 160 and became middleweight champ was against Maciej Sulecki. You know, Polish fighter, solid, pretty decent, you know, but not great. Just out of my top 10. You know, he beat him up. Good performance, 12-round decision. I believe it was last year in June, you know, and that was impressive, but he knocked him down early, and Andrade has the style to knock people out. He can. He doesn't want to take the risk to do that. You know, he knocked out Luke Keeler, but Luke Keeler's a nobody completely. And I'm sorry, Andrade just doesn't take those necessary risks to be great. He doesn't. And for that, he needs to shut the fuck up, because now he has announced that he's fighting November 27th in a non-title fight against Dusty Hernandez. Who the fuck is that? And it's a non-title fight? So what is his plan? Is he moving to 168 to set up for Billy Joe Saunders, Daniel Jacobs, Callum Smith? Because that's not what he's saying. I think what he's trying to do is get a fight at 164 to 165 to 168 in that area to fight in either weight class. But you know what? That's bullshit. You should be defending your title. He has a mandatory that was ordered in Liam Williams of the United Kingdom that he could fight anytime. Williams just fought in a tune-up bout, but he could fight Williams anytime. He'd be the favorite. He'd probably beat him. So why doesn't Andrade stay busy consistently and defend his title and go out and beat the best fighter that you can get? I'm talking 3 times a year if that's what it takes, because you're not fighting top tier talent, and draw them out that way. That's the only way you can do it. And then draw them out by changing your style up a little bit, by taking risks. You know, I know Paul Williams. I know he got knocked out cold against Sergio Martinez. But Paul Williams, very similar style in terms of he could have stood back and boxed, you know, and he would have been an avoided southpaw that didn't get anybody in the ring. But the fact that he threw a lot of punches, that he threw himself out there, and he challenged fighters is why people some fighters were willing to fight him, and why people thought he was entertaining and they liked him a lot. He had that great fight with Antonio Margarito. He outlanded Margarito. Margarito came at him like a fucking buzzsaw. It was a good fight. They both landed a lot of shots. Good fight. Williams beat him, respectively. You know? Then You know, Sergio Martinez, he got Sergio Martinez the first time. Close fight, back and forth. He got a close decision, but in the rematch, he got his ass laid out. That's what happens when you take risks sometimes, though. You know, it really does. But look at Sergio Martinez, what he went on to become. He became a great middleweight champion. For a few years, he shut down 160. And if Andrade wants to do that, stop worrying about just Canelo. Go out, fight Billy Joe Saunders at 168. Put yourself in line for Callum Smith. Fight the bigger guys. Canelo's going to be fighting at 168 going forward anyways. You want to draw him out? You're probably going to have to get him at 168 because you're not going to be able to fight him at 160 ever. But he's calling out Charlo, saying Charlo's running from him. I don't agree with that. I don't. I think Charlo, Triple G, and Canelo, they're on a different level. If they feel like giving him a shot, that's one thing. But if they don't fight him, I don't blame them, and I don't think they're running scared. They have other better options that you're going to look better against if you beat them. Plain and simple. You know, I would take any other fighter outside of maybe Rob Brandt. But Rob Brandt is probably even more hittable in the top 10 right now over Andrade if I was looking for a fight from any of those guys at 160. So, Andrade, shut the fuck up, man. If you're going to fight non-title fights and you're a world champion, then you just need to shut the fuck up. I'm tired of hearing you bitch and moan. Nobody wants to fight me. They don't want to fight you for a reason. Your style sucks. All you want to do is lay back and box. You don't want to take any risk, and you don't stay active at all. And you don't even take risk against subpar fighters that you probably could knock out. So as long as that's the case, man, shut the fuck up, take what you get, and that's it. But if you cash in on an opportunity, the best of luck to you, because I think he's talented. I do think Andrade is talented, guys, and you never know with his style if he could be the best at 160, 168, if he could beat a guy like Canelo. But I don't know if we're going to find out if this guy continues to fight the way he fights. He's not going to get anybody good in the ring, and people aren't going to consider him the best. So you can have a world title, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be fighting Canelo, Triple G, and the best fighters in the world if you have a shitty and ugly style and you talk shit about everybody like they're avoiding you and like they're scared, which they're not. So that's it. That's the shut the fuck up for Demetrius Andrade, the undefeated middleweight champion of the world. Hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.